I'm Jody with Bass Club Chicago. If you've seen any of our demos, you've most certainly heard my intro / outro groove that goes something like this. Every time I post a demo, I put a video out there, I'm constantly getting questions on that groove in particular. What is it? What song is it? Do you have tabs? Teach me how to play it. So today I've decided that I'm going to break down that groove for everyone out there who's interested in learning how to play it. It is an original piece that I came up with likely moments before shooting the very first Bass Club Chicago demo a couple years ago. But it's certainly inspired by guys like Victor Wooten and Jocko, where you have a lot of those harmonics ringing through. But it also incorporates a lot of right-hand technique you might find in guys like Matt Garrison or Damian Erskine. We're using a lot of thumb and ring finger. If you're just used to using your middle and first finger, this might be a little awkward for you to play. I anticipate most people out there watching this demo or this lesson will probably get my left-hand stuff fairly easily. It's going to be the right-hand stuff that might be a little awkward for players. Again, for people who aren't used to using your thumb and your ring finger. So I'm just going to break it down for you. It's really three basic sections. The groove is in E minor. First section, so I'll play it, then I'll break it down. This is how the groove goes. Again, watch the right hand technique. So section one is the E, play it on the E. The E section, or section one, is the E, where you hammer on D to E on your A string, open E, play the fretted E again, and then harmonic on your D and G string. And I usually play those together. So 5, 7, open, 7, harmonics. Section 1. Now section 2 goes up to C, where I go open E, and then middle finger on that B, and I slide it up to C, which is 7 to 8. Harmonic on the 7, and then the 2 high harmonics after that. So it's open, 7, 8, and that's that slide. Harmonic on the A, and then the other 2 harmonics together on the D and the G. We'll call that the second section. So if you put those 2 together, you'll have, again, pay attention to the right hand. Now the third section just goes down to G, and then the harmonic on the 5th fret there on the A, D, and G string. I usually pluck those all together, again using all 3 fingers. So if we put those 3 together, you'll have, and then I do the riff. So let's put those 3 together, and then I'll go over that little lick there. And then that little riff I put in there is just 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 3, open. A, B, 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 A, G, open. And now you're already at the top of the progression again, so you don't have to play that again, because you're already open E. So just go right back on top and put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string, which is also E, and then those high harmonics. So you see, you're just essentially not putting in that pickup there. So it's second section, third section. And now the second riff, pretty similar to the first one, just kind of you're going up instead of going down. And I do that slide at the end there. So it's 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, slide up to 9. and then you're back to the top again. I'm sorry. And then the third one is just a variation on that first one I did, where I play the same notes in the same order. I just kind of mess with the rhythm a little bit. So it'll be where I kind of stall there on the D. And we're back at the top. And then the very last one I typically just let ring out like that because it gives the videos a good kind of conclusion, and also sets up like is a good closing to set up whatever instrument I'm demoing at the moment. So if we put those three sections together with all those little licks in between. Time I'll play it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, pay attention to that right hand technique. We'll pick it up a little bit here. 3 and a couple things you should really pay attention to is when you're playing a lot of these harmonics, you have to make sure that those strings, your fingers aren't touching those strings, except for the ones that are obviously playing the harmonic. But like for instance, in that third section, if my first finger is touching the A, D, or G string at all, those harmonics aren't going to ring out. So you have to get used to kind of rolling your hand over and arching your fingers over so they're just touching the string that you want fretted, and it doesn't touch any of the other strings, so that those harmonics can ring out. Couple key things to note about harmonics is you have to make sure that you're playing directly over the fret. I mean, when you're playing a fretted instrument, you can kind of be anywhere in between that fret and you're going to get the same note. But when it comes to harmonics, you have to be directly over the fret, and you just want to lightly rest your finger on top of those strings and then pluck them. You don't want to actually press down on the fret, you just want to hit those harmonics. So again, the right hand is going to be probably a little awkward for some people, and I also do a lot of kind of palm muting and gives me a lot of dynamic range. If I have my palm resting right where the strings come off the saddle, it gives you that instead of. And another thing I would encourage everyone out there is, those little runs that I'm doing in the middle of before going to the top. The groove is in E minor. I would encourage people to really start exploring and doing and trying different kind of runs in between there, instead of just keeping my same old run every time. You can kind of build it to whatever you want. So. Off the top of my head. You could do a lot with that in between there, and it's kind of a cool groove to allow you to set yourself up to practice your runs a little bit, because that groove is pretty straight. So hopefully now you guys got a little better idea on how to play that intro groove. Just gonna take some practice if you're not really comfortable again with that right hand stuff, and then clearing the fretboard so that your harmonics ring out is obviously the other real key component to playing this groove. if you've got any questions, put it in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer those. I'll also be doing a demo on this bass next. This is a MTD 534. This is a 2012 NAMM piece with the olive top. Really gorgeous instrument, plays really well. So watch out for this demo, and be sure, if you haven't already liked us on Facebook, be sure to do that. Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if I just recently started a Instagram page, so if you like cool filtered photos of beautiful instruments, be sure to check us out on Instagram. All these sites, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.com/BassClubChicago. And until next time, thank you so much.